Alright folks, so figured I would do a little 21 flashback series. This will be episode 1. I guess we'll start from the beginning. As you all know, I done the keto diet during 2020, and the year started out strong. I was doing my metal detecting thing, and we had a lot of permissions that was linked to the historical society within, the backcountry of South Carolina. And had my channel Backcountry Diggers and everything, and we had some success there. And we done work side by side with historians, back then. I'd actually done a lot of recording for, some of the historians who done speaking, lectures and historical events, where they would talk about, backcountry history within South Carolina. For those of you who don't know, the entire upstate of South Carolina back in colonial times and into mid 1800s was considered the backcountry of South Carolina. They did not like the name of it, so they changed it to the upcountry later on, and then a little later on from that, they changed it to the upstate, which is what it's known as today. But the history from the old backcountry is still out there to be found, and we wanted to be a big part of that, especially me. I wanted to get involved, with the historians, and try to save, local history, through them, and give them first crack at, our services and what I had planned to do, as far as combining, historical data, references, historical events, combined with the hobby of meditating, because I've been meditating for quite a while, and I dabbled in, amateur, as an amateur, in, historical events and stuff like that, and I was pretty good at my craft on both ends. I'm not the best, I'm not the best historian out there, but I'm not the worst, to confide in either. I knew a lot of what they knew, and I think some of them took an interest in what I had to say. Others, were a little more political, and unfortunately had a lot of clout within the historical community, and still do to this day. So we kind of got overshadowed by some of that, and in 21 I was kind of, left feeling a little abandoned, because basically we were abandoned. After all the work we put in, and Mike had created a YouTube channel, and the lectures that I had went and recorded, he actually edited and put out there, within the YouTube community to be heard by all, and things seemed to be going good. But when when the world got turned upside down in 2020, of course, a lot of gathering stopped, so the historical lectures stopped and stuff for a while. And when they started to pick back up within 2021, for some reason we didn't get picked back up with it, or even asked to, help out the way we were, before all of that took place. So, I thought, nothing of it. I felt a little, distressed about it. And I just didn't feel like, I had named my entire metal detecting channel Backcountry Diggers, for the historical reference of the backcountry history that they speak of so fondly within, their lectures and things and stuff. They refer to it as the backcountry of South Carolina. And, I kind of started my niche around that. And So therefore, I properly named my channel that. And from there, we decided we were going to be a meditating group, and in honor of all of that, the group settled on the name Backcountry Digger. So it kind of grew into its own thing, you know, and evolved beyond just my meditating channel. So I definitely want to specify and make very clear that just because I'm doing Latchkey Gen Xer now, I am very much a big part of Backcountry Diggers and always will be. But it's not just about me anymore, so, and it's not even about the collaboration with the historians anymore. So I felt like, you know, I needed to break away and do my own thing. You know, I'm like, I don't have that to fall back on anymore. So I kind of like thought, you know, maybe I just need to, you know, find myself and who I am within all of that. So in 21, I was kind of lost. You know, I'd done a lot of metal detecting hunts and stuff, but I didn't do a lot of filming on a lot of the hunts that we did, and the hunts still weren't as many as they had been prior to, you know, the world getting turned upside down. So I was struggling a little bit to find myself. Plus I had started gaining weight back, you know, from falling off the keto wagon, and it's just like everything that I had worked so hard toward, you know, was just it just wasn't falling into place the way it used to. So another thing that happened, you know, my good buddy Chester, my meditating partner, you know, he went through some life struggles during the pandemic. Not just the pandemic itself, but he lost his father. He got separated from his wife. I talked to him about all of this, and he says, you know, he's cool with me mentioning that. You know, I felt like he and I together were the Backcountry Diggers backbone of the channel. Especially, you know, when he joined me on the channel, and we've done so much together, not just on the group hunts, but, you know, within, you know, the channel itself, you know, away from the group hunts, where he and I would just do hunts, and he would join my father and Tracy once they picked up into detecting more with us. You know, I just felt kind of lost without him on the channel. And you know, he's got himself involved in other endeavors since, which, you know, is really good. I'm happy that he does the things that he does, and we hope to bring you footage of all of that at some point, where he, you know, does his reenactments and stuff for the Civil War. You know, he's gotten heavy into that, you know, so that takes him away from us more than he used to be. But with all of that going on at one time, I felt lost. I really felt lost, and I didn't know how to find myself within it all. So I had to focus on, who am I? You know, who am I without all of this? You know, of course, you know, we still had the hunts every week, you know, every 3 weeks, you know, stuff like that, you know, but I just felt like, you know, because I'm an old hand at detecting, and I just felt like when I got out detecting, I just didn't feel like doing the video anymore. I just didn't feel it like I used to. I felt the hunts, I felt all of that, I felt the camaraderie within the guys who show up, like, you know, Mike and Bill, you know, once every 3 weeks. I felt that camaraderie. It never went anywhere. And I still appreciate them as much as I do any of the rest of the diggers within the Backcountry Diggers group. And that's what we are now. We are a group. The one thing I always admired about Mike Noble, my friend, you know, my video mentor, you know, who I try to learn from the most when it comes to doing a YouTube channel, the fact that he's able to separate himself and his channel and still yet be a big part of the Backcountry Diggers group. And I kind of wanted that for myself. So Hence, the Latchkey Gen Xer was born, and I wanted to do more than just meditating. Meditating is a big part of my channel when I get to go, but it's not all of who I am. And I wanted to show more of me, my life struggles, my diet journey, and my meditating, and everything that goes along with who I am, all in one channel. So here I am, the Latchkey Gen Xer, and the new subscribers that I gained appropriately named me Latchkey, and it feels good. I like it here. I like what I'm doing here, and I like it this way, and I think I'm going to continue down this path for the time being. Now, the Backcountry Diggers channel, it lays dormant now, and it's a big part of the history of who I used to be before I changed. I needed a change for the positive, like a lot of other people, I guess, for the times and the trials that we have faced in the past few years. So, being replaced by the historians by another meditating group, once I did finally find out that that was the truth behind it, it didn't bother me quite as bad knowing that I had something else going on for myself, because that finally did come to light. And to be honest with you, I am pretty relieved not to have to worry about that or be bothered by that, because I already had established something for myself way before that truth ever came to light. So here I am. We're still meditating within the backcountry. This year has been great. At least the last part of this year has been great. We have come across some really historical locations as of late, and we are doing good. But I just wanted to give you this intro into how things were going, how I kind of got started. So to appropriately go along with what I just said, I'm going to show you a meditating hunt from last spring, where we were struggling to get new permissions, and the permissions weren't as great as the ones we used to have, but we were at least trying. And yeah, I think you can really see it and feel it in the video I'm about to show you, which has never been released on any channel until today. Also, you'll see a bigger me, not quite my heaviest of 2021, but it was where I was starting to, you know, pick up weight before I started this channel back in January. So this was me regaining my weight from when I used to be on the ketogenic diet, and this was our meditating hunt. So without further ado, let's get into that. Hi folks, T-Hawk with Backcountry Diggers, and today I'm out on a group hunt with my dad and Mike and Tracy. Just the four of us today. We're on an old home site. The house is actually in that direction. You can't see it because it's so growed over. And I'm out in the backyard of it. We're trying to determine its age. We're actually not in the backcountry. We're in the Midlands of South Carolina. And we're hunting on a pretty big land permission. Somewhere through, not necessarily this particular stretch of land, but nearby. It could possibly be this land. It's a 64-acre tract, so this is one that you're going to see us on for a little while. And somewhere in the area, an important battle fort was located back in colonial times. This house we're hunting looks a little modern. We're not sure if it's 1800s, early 1900s, or what its story is. We're trying to determine the story. It's a starting point for this location. And it is good to be back on and searching for lost history It's what we do best. This could take years, you know this, and as we attain other permissions in the area, hopefully at some point we will find what we're looking for, the fort of historical significance. But anyway, right now I am finding nothing but aluminum everywhere. Oh my God. The mid-tones have all been aluminum pull tabs, pieces of cans, meat cans, just a nightmare. I mean, they're not concentrated in one spot. They're spread out pretty good, so dodging them is not an option. For determining the age of this home, we have to pull everything out, and hopefully we'll find a gooder or two, some of us today. Anyway, let me show you I ain't seen you guys in a while. What you been up to? What you guys been up to? Meditating and stuff? Yeah, me too. I've been out on a lot of meditating hunts with the COVID and everything that's went on over the past year or so. Every time I get out, I just want to get out and meditate, and life has just been so crazy to where I just didn't feel like putting anything on film for a while. When I got out, I just wanted to be out. You guys know that I'll choose meditating over the camera any day. I'm an old hand at meditating before YouTube even come out, so my feeling may differ from a lot of people's feelings about that. But things are pretty back to normal now, so hopefully you'll see a lot more of my videos resurfacing, and all the old friends out there that are still around. It's good to see you again, and all the new people who may wander across this, it's good to see you as well. Drop me a subscription and make sure you tell me, and I'll hit you back. Anyway, let me show you my machine I'm hunting with today. This was a gift from a friend. I have got the Fisher F19, and it is the pink camo edition. Her name is Charlene, and you're going to see me and Charlene doing a lot of hunting together, and hopefully finding lots of good treasures together. What do you say, Charlene? We got this, don't we? We got this, girl. Oh, I love you, Charlene. We are going to make sweet, beautiful music together. Okay, so I'm sitting down on my backpack chair having me a vape. And I come across one of the residents who were here before me. Looks like he didn't fare so well. Check this out. See this circle of little pine trees? And it goes all the way around right here to where I'm sitting, right in front of it. Well, in the middle of all these little trees, this guy didn't fare so well. He didn't make it, and he's placed perfectly in the center of this row of trees. Kind of looks like Stonehenge, and he's in the middle of a wooded Stonehenge type structure. Maybe I should get out of here. This is kind of spooky. Nothing's gonna stop me from having a vape though. Sounds like Lucky Gene found something. No surprise there, right? We'll check that out in a minute. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so my dad over there, we sitting down. He's also sitting down taking a vape break now. He found this, a skeleton key, and he claims that he didn't know these came in singles. That's because every time he finds them, it's a whole chain worth.
Very true.
But that is an awesome find. It is very cool. And it'll look good in the key collection, that's for sure. Awesome. Alright, so I just found a Lincoln Memorial. It was pretty green. Can't determine the age on it. It's in my pouch, but Dad brought over a wheat cent that he found. And there she is. I don't know if that's capturing or not, but it's a 1941 wheat cent. It's pretty dirty, but it is a coin, and that means if this is here plus the old skeleton key, we should run into something better than these finds around here. Hopefully we can take some with us today. Alright, we'll get back at it. Okay, so here is the actual house that we're hunting. You can see it's got a double front door here. Probably one going into their living area, one into their kitchen area. Up top, whoops, there. There's a brick chimney. The bricks have fallen down the roof. See a little lizard going across there, but this is what we're dealing with. This old home here out in the middle of nowhere, and as you can see, I am in the thick of it. This is the back of the house. At least I assume. So far, nothing to write home about. A lot of the metal from the porch and roof has fallen off, and it is scattered all out in our way here, so we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so I'm still out by this old house here, out behind it, and found a beaver tail. Best thing so far. And it's not really a best thing. It's hoodoo. What do you know? Another beaver tail. Somebody definitely had Pabst Blue Ribbon on their mind. So my dad caught up with him, and he said out here in the woods, a good distance from the house, he found this mercury dime. And I looked at the date through a magnifying glass, and it is a 1918 mercury dime. I don't know, we'll have to check it out, but that's a cool find. So as you can see, my enthusiasm just wasn't there. It definitely was not what it once was. I was lost. I didn't know who I was at the time or where I was going. What you see from me now is who I've been, who I want to be, where I'm going, and everything I want to be as a content creator. So my views on things have changed, since the beginning of it all. I am a content creator now, and meditating is a part of that as much as my weight loss journey or anything else that I choose to do. I was a latchkey kid, part of Generation X. It all fits together as a part of who I am, where I've been, where I'm going, and how I'm getting along. So this is how it all began. And I am grateful to the metal detecting community that has followed me here and chooses to support me here. You don't know how much that means to me going forward with detecting, and me as a person in general. So for the ones of you who are part of that community, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for following me here and supporting me on no matter what I am doing. And as this channel goes along, you will see my detecting hunts here. As far as backcountry deers go, Chester and I have talked. If there's a point to where we can reconnect in a way that we can hunt more often, we will start up videos on that channel together. But until that day comes, here I am. We're all right here together. And you can find me and my detecting and other adventures right here on Latchkey Gen Xer. Alright, folks, that is all I have for this segment of the 21 Flashback Series, Episode 1. So until later, or until next time, you folks have a good one.